What's going on, guys? Customer Mods here, and today I'm back with another upgrade. I believe this is number 4 for the Traxxas /4x4 Platinum Edition, and today is a pretty big upgrade. We're doing the Servo upgrade, and this is a S6230 Metal Gear waterproof, cordless, you know, all that good stuff from Spektrum. It was like 80 bucks. I got it on sale from my hobby shop, and I got an aluminum servo arm that may or may not fit. We'll have to find out. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what we need to do to access the servo. So the first thing that we're gonna do is you're gonna take off the 4 screws. I believe the 4 or 5 screws. If you go down here, you can see the servo linkage screw needs to come off. So to take off the front assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the 5 screws that are required for that. So now that we have those 5 screws taken out, we also I also have something to mention. If you have the sway bars, you're going to need to loosen the screws so you can pop the sway bar out. But now you can just flip it over and pull off the bottom just like that, and then the whole front assembly should just slide off just like that. And now we're left with the things right here. So, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take off these 5 screws that hold the servo on. Okay, so now that we've removed the 5 screws, we're about ready to take the servo out. So, first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to twist the servo so that you can pull it out, and it should just pop right out. But, of course, you need to take off the receiver box, which I've already done. It comes out with 4 screws. First, you take off the waterproof seal, and then you take off the actual cap of the receiver box itself. So I do need to unplug my glitch buster just because the wire is so short, and I'm going to set that off to the side. And now I can kind of get in here and unplug the servo from channel 1, or the steering channel in this case, and there goes the center drive line. But here is what we're left with. We're left with this servo. Okay, so I'm going to set that whole assembly off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and get in this Spektrum servo. And so now, here's the servo itself. As you can see, quick little comparison. I'm going to pull off the horn for the Traxxas servo. They are a lot different. This is a low profile servo, and this is a standard profile servo. And so anyway, now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the cable, which is detachable, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the steering channel on the receiver. And then I'm going to estimate the amount of length I need to get to the servo, and I'm going to button everything back up with the receiver. Okay, so I went ahead and buttoned up the receiver box, and I am ready. So I also put the servo itself in, and as you can see, it takes up very little of the stock mounting spot. And so I installed the battery and made sure everything worked, and as you can see, so that's all good. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now. But, so the next thing I have to do is install the horn. This horn right here is the aluminum horn. I did have to cut a little piece off because it wouldn't fit, but I'm going to be using the second hole, what would have been the second hole. And I don't really mind about that because it's going to be under the chassis anyway. And so, another thing I have to do, well, is center out the servo. So, I'm going to turn it on, and as you can see, the rear wheels are moving. But I'm going to go ahead and use my trick. As you can see right there, the servo is centered. So now we're good to go. And now what we're going to do is we need to install the servo linkage together with the servo arm. So basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to get my hex screwdriver, and I'm going to take off the servo linkage, the old one, and put it right on to the new one. So hopefully the countersunkness will match up, which it does. And I'm going to back this up with a nut on the end, just so that we can be extra safe, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So let's see if I can find one real quick. I have a little box of extra parts, extra little hardware. I really would like to do this. Let's see if I can just search in through here. And I know it. Oh, here's one right here. Just like that, right there. So now I'm going to put that on the very end, and I'm going to use the 4-way wrench that is included with the model, and we're going to go ahead and just tighten it down, just like that. So just make sure that everything's tight. There should still be some considerable amount of freedom with that. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to install the servo linkage just like that, and finally we can start to put everything back together. So I'm going to go ahead and install the servo arm on, and then I'm going to go ahead and button everything back up, put the front end back on, and we'll be just about done with this upgrade. Okay, so I've reinstalled all the screws except, and I haven't put the sun drive on in yet, but we're going to go ahead and give this a test. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the battery, just like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and power on the unit. Make sure the battery is plugged in correctly. Power on the unit. And as you can see, that's really insanely fast reactions, and now all I have to do is reverse the steering because Spektrum is just a little different. And we are done with this upgrade for the Slash 4x4. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, please like and subscribe and comment down below.